We back! Hello everyone. It is a beautiful Monday night here in Los Angeles, and today is the 1-year anniversary of my friends passing away, and kind of just wanted to show you guys. I don't know, I was never gonna put this out, and I probably won't put the full thing out, but here, just watch this shit. I guess I'll start the story back in 2014. I started skateboarding and I honestly fell in love with it. There was something about the progression and just failing over and over again until you get it. But what I fell in love with more is filming myself skateboarding. And living in Massachusetts in the wintertime it snows, so I figured I might as well learn how to snowboard. I got pretty good, but it wasn't until I met some snowboarders that were way better than me that I realized I love making videos of other people. And from there, well, a passion was born.
Darkness was cosmically formed, set a course uncharted before this. God gave his glory and audience, honor, applause, and all for the...
From there, I became obsessed with it. I'd spend hours in my room editing, and I always wanted to learn something new. And then, I met this kid. This is Wells. Wells is a rapper that went to my high school, and one day after lunch he asked me if I could try making a music video for him. So we went to the woods behind the school and we just started shooting. And from there, I became a music video director.
Yo, back off before you get your orphans backed off. The coffin packed off, we left them locked jaw. For the right, we leave them left off. I be polite like political rights, like where's my rights? We all animals, these chickens might bite. Never been scared of the heights, always get higher at night. I got a mom, I'm trying to give her everything she needs. Dad hit the line like we fishing, but he hooked the sea, hooked the sea.
As soon as I realized I knew how to shoot music videos, we didn't stop. We just kept experimenting and trying to make the next one better than the last.
It's me, and I'm probably smoking blue dreams, blue dreams. Light it. TK bitch, TK buying Sprite, got a pour four. How many bitches came like 4 more? When I smash.
We quickly became a dynamic duo. Neither of us were afraid to push the limits, and so it became this genuine partnership.
Still swooping with the same crew. I'm still swooping with the same crew. Get a dictionary, learn your words. You ain't on the street, boy, you was on the curb.
After shooting music videos for about 2 years, I wanted to try a documentary. So I partnered with my friend Mizi, and we made a documentary called The Rare. The Rare was about 20 local artists trying to chase their dreams together. I thought it would be cool as a part of the film to buy a school bus so we could all take our own tour. We ended up getting it, and originally, Wells was not a part of the 20 artists. But one night when I was working on the bus, he came over and he had a talk with me. He said that he wanted to get out of the street shit and really put more focus on his music. So I made a deal with him. I said, if you want to come on this tour, I'll let you, but you have to work for it. About 2 weeks later, we had ourselves a new bus driver.
Karaoke started doing it, boom, 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 boom. They started coming from upstairs, I opened the door. Karaoke, I was like, bow, bow, bow. That music was like,
San Diego.
whoa.
Boy challenge.
Hey.
The Soulja Boy
The
challenge.
Soulja Boy, drop that beat, hold up.
The Soulja Boy challenge. Go. The Soulja Boy challenge.
Why I'm on the bus?
Why you do this?
Oh, cause I'm an artist. I'm a rapper,
Okay.
and I'm just trying to meet people instead of being on social media. Like, actually take it to the old days, meeting people in the streets and showing them what I do instead of being on the phone all the time.
So the tour was going from Boston to California, and we had a lot of time in between and not enough money to even make it state to state. There were some days that we felt kind of down, and we would kind of just plan on the future to keep our head up. One thing we always talked about was that when the tour was over, we were going to get a house together. So sure enough, 2017, we did. We got a 5-bedroom house in the middle of Bankhead, and if you didn't know, Bankhead is probably one of the worst neighborhoods in Atlanta. But honestly, we didn't care, because at that point, we were becoming the people we always wanted to become. We were doing exactly what we had set out to do, and for us, that was enough.
Do your
Me and Wells lived in the house for about 3 weeks until I was scheduled to go back on tour with one of my friends' cousin Stiz. So while I was gone, Wells had one of his friends, Giovanni, come to stay with them to keep him company. Me and Giovanni had knew each other from high school, and he was also interested in moving into the house, so it kind of just made sense. On November 12th, 2017, we were scheduled to be in Atlanta for a show. It was going to be the first time that all of us were in the house together. So of course, that night we linked up and planned to celebrate this new chapter of our lives.
They too lit. I told you they too lit.
So at first the crowd was pretty dead, so they took it upon themselves to be the official hype men of the show. And to be honest, it actually kind of worked. At this point of the show, they had finessed their way to the front, and they were helping Levi turn up the crowd. He didn't care because they was actually working, and it was just cool to see them be in their own element, and this is what they moved here for. This is what they love to do. And it was so crazy because this was the first time I ever put my camera down to just enjoy the moment. There was something about it that it was just so euphoric, and it just felt so different from anything that I have ever experienced. And even Stiz came out before his set to come turn up with us. And that's something that never even happened. Little did I know this moment would change my life forever.
Good morning, guys. The club was packed with folks enjoying a rap concert when an argument broke out. Next thing you knew, there was shooting. 2 guys dead.
And excitement. 2 guys who came to Atlanta to break through in the world of hip-hop. Well, last night they were at Underground Atlanta, going to a show at the Masquerade. The 2 rappers.
Chaos erupted when a gunman started shooting. 4 people were hit. 2 young men, both aspiring rappers, were killed.
Good kids, following their dreams, just working on their music, and they got their life cut short.
Here's that. Just a confrontation that went bad, and he made some very bad decisions to pull a weapon and begin to shoot folks that he had a confrontation with.
Says his younger brother Yul and friend Giovanni Diaz were on stage hyping up the crowd when an argument broke out between them and another man.
They argued a little bit and left it as is, something that didn't even last a minute.
We had one that was died on the scene, another was transported to Grady, who later died.
Meanwhile, friends of Yul and Giovanni are heartbroken tonight. Their buddy Karaoke recorded them at the show, sharing their last happy moments together on social media, posting, quote, "They were the star of the show and they were leading a crowd of 100 plus people, putting smiles on everyone's faces at the club." And now police are looking for help tracking down these 2 men, persons of interest who were at the show and then fled afterwards.
Senseless violence. Anyone with information about this case is asked.
An arrest in the deadly shooting. 23-year-old Jonathan Bautista is now behind bars. Fox 5's Denise Dillon live at Underground Atlanta. And Denise, police believe Bautista didn't even know any of the victims.
Gio was on stage. We were just jumping, having like an amazing time. It was crazy. Just took a turn for the worst. First I didn't cry at all. Wells and Gio both died in my arms. I have blood all over my hands. It's hard to see. They both died in my arms. So that was kind of, I guess just inside look of like if I could put my feelings into something visual for you guys to watch, not necessarily understand, but kind of just like hear the shit that I hear in my own head, or like just the feelings that I felt around that time, and especially now too, like moments like this and, you know, their birthdays and stuff. Because it's like they were my support system, you know? They were very close to me. And so just going through that experience with people that you really, really connect with, and, you know, you feel like they're the only ones that understand you, it can fuck you up. And it fucked me up for a minute. And they passed away last November, and all the way until March, I didn't even leave my house. I just sat in my house. And I was just sad, I was depressed, I didn't want to do anything. I didn't make any videos. And then it was right about to be my 20th birthday. My birthday is on March 29th. So what I did was I decided to dedicate the last 31 days, the last month of my teenage years to them. And basically in doing that, my plan was just to live every single day to the fullest. And, you know, just like really keep them in mind with everything that I did, you know, like live every day like it was my last. And so I did. First thing, I think I went to spring break during that 31 days. I got drunk for the first time. I got high for the first time. I went to Africa. I met a sister that I have there in Kenya that I've never met before. I got to just learn more about myself in that 31 days. I went to Paris. I bought a one-way ticket to Paris with no money at all. Had nowhere to sleep. And I actually just put on Instagram, yo, if someone out here lets me stay with you, I'll shoot free videos. And so someone hit me back, like, yo bro, you can stay with me? And I did that. And it's crazy that it took something that drastic and that traumatic for me to understand what it really means to live, you know? And so during that time, I just really tried to push myself, and, you know, things I was scared of or things I never wanted to do that I was just like, nah, it's not for me. You know, I gave it a shot because it's like, why not? Why would I want to go through this life without knowing what it's all about? And so I guess for the people watching, if you get anything from this shit, it's just live your life like this is your last day. Because for some people, you're not gonna know when it is your last day. And with that being said, peace.
Yo, karaoke. We can do anything in this world, bro. That ass. Anything, bro. Let them do what they do. Y'all gonna hop in the Uber, pick you up, pull up to the pull-up, wherever it's at. And that's it, yo. Natural, I don't gotta take time. It's like 1 hour to do everything. 24 hours in a day. Make it count.
Got one. What up, yo? We over here, we took a left and a right and a right and a left.
the street, you already at spaghetti wells. 2 L's, water wells. Creep familiar, get from yo. I got my shooter over there in the camera too. Karaoke the shooter.